How are we doing? Good. Dumbo fever, disco fever. This was William's answer to, of course, Saturday Night Fever. Pretty clever, huh? Great idea, didn't have to pay for the rights, and everybody associated one thing to another. They made 6,000 of these. And we have decked it out with red LEDs on this side, purple and white on here, 2 color changes in the center because it is a disco, and a couple different colors here. And look, when the game came in, somebody had regular flippers and we restored it to the original banana flippers. Only 2 games used banana flippers. This game in Time Warp. Kurt, can you A, answer the phone, and B, turn off the record player? Good. Isn't he great? Isn't he great? This game is actually getting shipped overseas to Australia. We've already converted it to 220, and this is our step down and up transformer. We always do this to test it to make sure everything will be okay. When the machine arrives over there, the owner will simply cut off the plug here and put their own plug on, and boom, they'll be playing Disco Fever. Really great game, considering the fact that you get a lot of control with these flippers. Cabinet came out great. Oh, that's my cheat sheet for the next game. Yes, when you get to be my age, you have to have cheat sheets. Oh, man. Anyway, Steven had to do some touch-up on the back glass. You already know, if you've looked, you cannot get back glasses. They don't reproduce these anymore. But look, we did a very nice job matching the colors on this. We've put the appropriate LEDs in the back. We've done a lot of extensive work on this thing. And it did come out nice. We have new capacitors in the power supply. High voltage capacitors and resistors. So those displays get nice steady voltages. A new 5-volt capacitor for the logic board. We cleaned all the chips on these here, the Disco Fever EPROMs and Flipper ROMs. So the legs are making good contact. Lithium battery reflowed solder. We did the same here. We did do the switch matrix jumpers. We put the staples in instead of the resistors. Makes the switches a little bit more sensitive. To be honest with you, I never really noticed any difference, but we did it anyway. The gameplay is phenomenal, as you'll see. All these connectors have been reflowed. Remember, you never put screws in these 2 top ones. You only use the middle or the bottom. We say 2 screws on the bottom and 2 screws on the top is all you need, because you don't want to jam this driver board back against the logic board. You want a little bit of breathing space in there. Oh, let's see. Frank, what else? Oh, you know what? I'll show you what we did underneath, too. I should show you all that before we... Okay, let me pick up the play field, and we'll show you what we did under here. Let's get the bowl out of there. Good. We took the drop targets apart and cleaned and burnished the horseshoe switches. They're always a mess. We put new parts in the flipper, also 1 new flipper coil, new end of stroke switches. You can get the long blade end of stroke switches, for the correct fit for these. We also got new plungers and links, courtesy, of course, of Steve Young. He makes these fiber links, new coil sleeve on the coil we didn't change. Now the flippers are fully responsive. Of course, we changed all the light bulbs underneath too. You have to do that. Soundboard down here. New capacitors in the soundboard to try to cut down or limit the hum. New, of course, switches. Okay. All right. Let's give this game a start. Who's making all this noise? Look at this ugly piece of crap. Oh boy. Anyway, let's look. Let's start here.
Ugly piece of crap.
I want to show you. This game gets such remarkable. Oh. That would help. See, that's what you have to have these hooks for. You got to put the actually, you won't be able to lock the lockdown bar until the 2 hooks are in place. Otherwise, nothing will match up. So it's a nice feature that all the manufacturers did. Now, in this game here, you have to knock down all 5 targets. See, they won't reset until you spell fever. Now, in this case, because of the way it's set, 1 and 2 spot, and then it tells you here, see, 1 making fever drop targets light, and 1 through 4. 2 lights, the turnaround for possible extra ball, see? So if you go through, there's our extra ball, look at that. Then of course up here you get 5,000 each time. Now this is kind of nice because this is spot your disco lights. And then when you hit that, you also spot it. And then you advance it, and you go up to 3 times. A, B. Do A, B. See, that advances your C or 2. It's really clever. There's a lot of stuff to do. But the most important thing I want you to see is watch. I want you to see the great control you get over these flippers. I always like these things, especially with time warp. If you watch one of our time warp videos, you can actually see how good they are. You can literally let it roll through and swing it. And they only used it on these 2 games. It was kind of nice to bring it back to the original performance. And I think the customer is going to be very happy with how nice this turned out. And if Kurt would stop making all this racket.
It's trying to work here.
I'm trying to film. This is my big moment, isn't it? Anyway, Disco Fever. This baby, I think, is ready to dance its way to Australia. That's where this is going. Australia, and I think we're done, frankly, because we got more stuff to do.
Good eye, mate.
How about renting a game for your next party? My daughter Terry will tell you all about renting games for your next event.
Do you want your next party to be a big hit? Rent 1 or more of our games for your next event. We have both old and new pinball machines, or a game that up to 4 people can play at the same time. Touchscreen games are a lot of fun. Or how about a bubble hockey? Our delivery men bring them in and set them up. We even rent jukeboxes. Go to our website for more information at TNTAmusements.com.
We're in the Yellow Pages under Amusements.